everybody, welcome back. I can't remember whether we were on free-to-play or pay-to-win last time, so let's just do pay-to-win because we're already there, and apparently it doesn't matter anyway because we're just rolling in mosquitoes. We freeze an apple, knowing there's many food-driven pets. It's an interesting situation. Wouldn't you agree that this is an interesting situation? Look, I gotta toot my own horn just a little bit. I gotta get my chair centered because I'm an island boy. 2 squad. Not something I would recommend here. But you know what? Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I don't mind rolling 4 mosquitoes. That's 4 free damage output. Wow. That's a level 3 mosquito already. I'm just gonna feed you because we get some benefit out of it. What we should probably do is create 2 level 2s and then combine them to create a level 3 on... I can't believe this is a draw. I felt like we had it under control. But we'll create 2 level 2s on turn... this turn. And we'll create 1 level 3 on our next turn. You know we're taking a rabbit, you know? I will say what we're doing right now is not very good for the stats of the mosquito, but the stats of the mosquito are somewhat irrelevant long term, I think. What it's very, very good for is getting like a hippo or something on round 5, or a bison on round 5, and then feeling like very optimistic about how the rest of the run looks from that point onwards. I don't mind this at all. We got a 5/7 swan. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Trades favorably. You didn't need to shoot your old goo, you know? That's a terrible way to phrase that. You don't need that level 3 mosquito early, you know? Take advantage of the 2 level 2s. Then, a rooster. Not really what I was looking for, to be honest with you, but good enough to add. We know you're not long for this world in all likelihood, so we would just like to add stats. As many salads as possible. More salads. I wouldn't mind, this is just a hypothetical, I wouldn't mind if some of them hit the rooster. I'm laughing. How long have I had this snail frozen? I had some runs on stream today where I made some snail plays that were a little bit bold, a little bit brazen, and yet managed to carry us quite nicely throughout the game. So I'm feeling a little... I'm kind of pro snail freezing right now. I think you gotta go. You gotta stay. You need to be fed. We really want... probably should have pilled you, to be honest, but we want the rooster to get stronger. And it doesn't... I mean, attack is great for the rooster, of course, because then, especially as it levels up, it gets like a multiplicative effect. But... this is a nasty one. Defense is also fine because we know we're going to scale your attack anyway, hopefully. And in fact, that's why I'm actually going to give you the support here. Because I think you're more likely, and we're just going to combine these in the hopes we get one more snail. We didn't. That's okay. That's okay. I'm going to freeze you. I'm going to feed you. I'm going to start to move you up in the power rankings a little. I want the unit that is most likely to get the most attacking buffs to have the melon armor. I think that's the recipe for victory. This is not bad. Sometimes people get it twisted. They think, you know, you lose one round, your team's about to lose all its steam. I'm not going to say it's never happened. It happens frequently. But not this time, I think. I'll be honest with you, and this might seem insane. I don't really mind if we lose this one. I am, quite frankly, more than willing to lose a round by not... or be slightly more likely to lose a round by not throwing, you know, just a random skunk out there. And use that to get ahead of the curve when it comes to our rooster, which is actually what I think is going to determine whether or not we have a good chance of getting to 10 wins. I do love a skunk. I think that's... it should go without saying. You should definitely take one of these. I do love a skunk. It's a little late for that bison now. You had your chance is what I would say about that. I would say you had your chance. You blew it. Out of sight, out of mind. Shut your mouth. I just can't take it. Again and again and again and again. This is the astute viewers may note, this is the lyrics to Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson. Keep feeding. Dude, if this run actually gets to 10, it's so funny because it's literally... Now we gotta move you back one. It's literally like just because of pairs. Like you're only... Really, pairs are the only thing that we had going for us at all. I gotta admit, that's a strong unit right there, and yet, would you look at that? Like, pairs and rabbit was enough to get the job done. I'm kind of stunned. I still like you in position 3, and it might be the most mildly controversial. But the reason I think that position 3 is good for the melon armor here is because position 1 and 2 are very likely to be hit by, like, a deer. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. And yet, would you look at that? Nice, turkey tiger fly. No tiger. Hold the tiger. I'm sorry, but you gotta love when you beat a tiger fly build. It's just very satisfying. Why don't you take a chili pepper? Now, I gotta tell you, this would be a very interesting team. I don't think we have not built intentionally for Rooster in a long time. This would be a very interesting team to go the distance, and it's totally gonna do it. That's a good way to get started. I feel bad. I don't know if we've ever had a level 3 Rooster get to 10 wins, so we didn't move up on the achievements at all, but that went very well. I'll be honest, you can take a bird, you can even take a mosquito. The fish we already know, you can take a fish. I've been kind of enjoying just the bird buffing itself. Be the gushing ice cubes. And it seems weird, because why wouldn't you want to give attack to the tankiest unit? Well, the honest to goodness truth of it, I think, is that at some point, we're going to want to sell all these units with the possible exception of the bird. So, I don't think we want to invest too much in a ladybug. If we keep a bird that buffs a fish, we want to keep the bird and the fish. That's 2 units. That's okay. That mosquito counters is pretty hard. That's too much for me to be able to guarantee. But to only have to keep 1 unit, have it get really strong, maybe give it some melon armor later. I think there's a future in this, but it's possible I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's feed you once, just so we get a buff, and also you don't die in a single mosquito hit. I still love the double buff here. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna dump something to take a bat, probably. Okay, I'm gonna dump 2 things to take a bat and a swan. That's very interesting, Dad. You probably don't need me to tell you this. This team is not good yet. I think, though, that it isn't as far away from getting there as you might think. Like, it's gonna be rough for a couple of rounds. But if we get an early hatching chick here, maybe some garlic, like, I think things become a little simpler. Now, we're gonna invest big time in that. I actually totally buy the caterpillar here. Because if we, long term, and we gotta live till the long term first, I'll admit, but long term, my game plan would be to have 2 strong units that have, like, the same attack as my bluebird, and a level 2 turtle. And then that squad runs wild, I think. I've got an idea. Now, the question is, are we going to live long enough for that squad to run wild? And I think the answer is, possibly. I can't believe how bad that went, considering the team we're up against. But it's not as unlikely as you think. We're still 2 away from lethal. So here's the play. You get sold. You get bought. We make the whole team better as a result of the tabby cat buffs, and we put some garlic on our bird so that possibly at the back it's actually able to weather the storm a little bit. But how this round goes will really determine whether or not we got a turtle chance, and the answer is we need one as soon as possible. This is not great. A rooster. I will say there's something interesting about bird rooster I think we could try to... I mean, we need to pivot in some way right now. Okay. Well, this is a bit of a Hail Mary. And yet, I genuinely think we made the right decisions there. Well, you can make the right decisions and still lose. That may be indeed what we're about to experience here. There it is. I'm upset, not that we got one win, but just because I think that team could actually fly. And it didn't get a chance. Now, it's not that, like, oh, we got screwed. Be the folded arms, that's perfect. Bare feet, you're sick! But I think, oh, well, you know, tough luck. I think, given a little bit more HP, I think we could have had something there, but we didn't have a little more HP. It's just sad because I feel like, in a way, it got cut down in its prime, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But that's okay. It's a good lesson about, you know, any meme strategy you commit to, you should at least acknowledge that you need to have a certain amount of runway to actually make it happen. And I think it's certainly fair to suggest that we did not have that amount of runway. I got an idea now, though. It's called Feed You. Feed You. So I'm here to tell you the idea is just Bacta. It's... When I thought about it for a couple more seconds, I was like, I've heard of this strategy before. But what about a back-to-bat that then has meat added to it? This is, I mean, we're going up against some strong teams. I accept this. We still got a certain amount of HP. I'm hesitating to say that we got a lot, but we got, look at this now. We got a 6/6 bat that's out there. And a 7/8 Beetle for round 4, which is, yeah, this is round 4, is not that bad. Now, it sucks when it matches poorly, but them's the breaks. We've moved from a loss to a draw. There's nothing else to do but move from a draw to a win now. So we need a level. I'm going to be honest with you, it's not really what you're looking for. But, on the other hand... What if? What if what? Great question. Great question. What if what? I never thought about it like that. I don't know. Cheap food is just an asset to begin with, but I think right now is definitely fair to say we probably have a few too many units that just don't do anything at all. We did just pick up a dub, though. I mean, this is just not that useful. I don't even care to get a mosquito going any further. We just need better units. Like, you've got to go, and then you got to come in here. Pill me? Okay, there's beautiful. Some stats. You like to see stats? We like to see that's. We like to see this, I guess. I don't know if we're going to pill this turtle or what's going to happen. This is a mess. Our hopes and dreams hinge entirely on a bat, which seems like, you know, not that sensible. And yet, here we are, getting another draw, and slowly falling behind on scaling. Definitely, you know what about a can-based strategy? If we could just buy a can every single round. Oh, no, this is how you do it. Sell me. Buy me. Move me to the front. Move you here. Now, all of a sudden, we just have a normal, like, scumbag build. I don't think there's anything wrong with this at all. We're looking for some kind of scaler. Freeze me for cheaper... Yeah, okay, hold on. This is new tech. I don't really care about the squirrel anymore. This is new technology. It's not great that we're going up against a summon build, okay? That's going to cause us a great deal of consternation. Never mind, we're going to win, actually. But am I insane to think that the squirrel could get this done for us here? Like, can me? Buy me. Buy me. That was not smart. I forgot about how money works. Rhino me. Now, am I willing... At this point, we actually should acknowledge we're willing to sell our bat more than anything else. Because I feel like a Rhino could actually pop, and maybe a level 2 squirrel gives us enough food to get the Rhino to the point where it actually pops. So you sell a bat, buy another can, all of a sudden, 13, 12 Rhino, this is like nothing to sneeze at, man. Let's buy another Rhino. Let's buy some sushi. Obviously, like, it would be nice if we just had great foods in our shop by default, and we could roll for that, but I didn't, so sue me, I guess. Not quite the coup that I was looking for, but considering that this run is still just getting off the ground, I think it's a nice thing. We definitely buy a can for 1 gold. Honestly, no, I was like, who do you give a B to? Nobody. Rhino chocolate. Rhino chocolate turtle. Don't care for a microbe. Feed me. Feed me. 1 more roll. Wonderful. Beautiful. Fantastic. Now, I definitely want the Rhino to go up a level. I think this level 2 Rhino with weakness across the entire enemy squad could be insane. But there's also a little part of me that thinks that the turtle might be more important, but I definitely think the Rhino is going to be more fun. So that's 5. Interesting. I still think... No, you know what? It depends. What's... 8 damage, which is actually 11 damage. Level 3, you probably do 12, which is actually 15. I think this is the best chance for you. Keep in mind, we're genuinely not overriding anything. You should just leave and get replaced with you. That seems interesting. We're not overriding anything because the bee was going to get overridden by the weakness to begin with. Okay, just not these would be the dream. This is a strange squad for me, but... I don't know. I gotta be honest, the hippo scares me somewhat. That was close. Like, actually close. I think this gorilla can work. I think this whole squad can work. It's just not quite 100% there yet. This would... I would be upset if this only gets 5. 5 is... Pardon me, I just ate a sandwich. 5 is not that upsetting, but it would upset me. And here I am, being upset again. Alright, we'll run 1 more. Are you trying to get creative? You get beaten... have you ever seen Ox Snake before? Wow, so clever. Last time I saw Ox Snake, I fell off my dinosaur. Let's get a little freaky with it. It's perfect. When you think about it, it's perfect. Let me hydrate here. That's fine. We don't care. Round 1, we don't care. Go ahead, take your horses and crickets. See if I care. What we do care about is, sure, freeze that. And feed me. I know I said I don't care, but it's always better to win a round than lose one. Unless you got, like, 2 snails frozen. I don't see any squad beating us here. I mean, like, this is... I don't see any squad... Oh, come on. You're embarrassing me in front of my YouTube audience. Definitely, yes, yes. Are we should. Y'all almost always should. Freeze me as a just-in-case me. I don't care for any of these. I would honestly rather just turn you into a nightmare. I would rather have you be an 11-11 that's actually a 13-11 with some meat attached. I guess what I'm trying to say is that my dream is to blow up and then act like I ain't know nobody. 0 wins, huh? That'll change eventually. Freeze me. Roll me. You know... I'm not suggesting this is going to work. I'm merely suggesting, what if? Like my favorite Marvel show I've never seen. What if? Just a simple, honest question. How'd you get so strong so early? I put my all into this, and this is as good as it's gotten for me. So how'd you get so strong so early? That's my simple question for you. You hacker. No, probably stop accusing people of hacking. But what if they did hack? Then I gotta call them out, because nobody... I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, you get up there. Losing this round is still not so bad, because the double rabbit salad combination with the pseudo food build, like, you're gonna be fine. This round, I can't speak for, but long term, this round is not gonna be good. So I can speak for it. Long term, we have plays. You should actually go, and that pains me to say. This is great news. Why don't you hit me again? We made a big time order mistake, but that's okay. Because now, like this squad, and I'm inviting myself to eat my words. On round 6, there's no way a 28-19 Ladybug doesn't win. The stats are too good. I would start to get sus. I hate to use the Among Us verbiage. I would start to get a little sus. I would be like, you're editing the hash tables or whatever they're called. I know a lot about programming, obviously. Many people have said I'm one of the best that's ever done it on the programming side. I just didn't... If you don't know what it's called, why should I tell you? 3231. Yes, we don't care if our hatching chick scales, so this is actually lovely. You can take one of these, which also buffs us all for 1 round. You're a 3. So we're really looking for 3, 5, 2, 3, 1. We're looking for a tier 4. Might I suggest the Rooster, my lord? Should have frozen a salad, too. Might I suggest the Rooster, my lord? It pairs delightfully with a scaling unit such as the Poodle. I'm picturing like John Wick when he goes into the Continental and they take him into this, I need to speak with the sommelier. And then instead of a wine guy, it's a gun guy, but instead of a gun guy, it's a Super Auto Pets emoji guy. And he's like, might I recommend the Rooster? Are you going all in or are you scaling? I'm scaling. Might I recommend the Rooster we just got in, my lord? They don't really say my lord in the... They don't really say my lord in John Wick. That's okay. I don't know what I'm talking about. How important is this Rooster from an endgame perspective? I would say it's the only thing that... It's the thing that gives us the best chance of getting to 10 wins. And also to 5 or 6. Or 7 or 8 or 9. I just realized now how far we've got to go. We really just need to keep these stats pumping. Chocolate on the Poodle would also probably be a nice helper. Poodle's fun, man. It's just a fun scaling unit. Who says no? We're obviously doing great right now. Like, you know, we're up to 4 wins in 9 rounds. It's a start. I'm going to go ahead and feed you. You're still getting nice stats. Honestly, I'll be... Mostly for the 2 HP, I'm going to go ahead and feed you again. And no matter what, you're still getting a little bit of extra chili pepper. Our stats are pretty good. That was really... It was... I know we had a strong unit at the back, but that was close. That team was not worse by much. A level 3 rabbit. You ever seen this one before? Yes. Okay, fair enough. Honestly, as much as the Poodle needs it, the Rooster maybe needs it more. You're gonna freeze a Zushi for sure. These are great. We got a long way to go to get to 10, by the way. So these are great rounds to not lose. Winning is always nice. But not losing is also something that would be great if it could happen. It's not gonna, but we were close. We want to see chocolate or Rooster here. Very important. Of the utmost importance. So I'm not even going to touch a pair. Because we're looking for chocolate or Rooster. Now, I did freeze a sushi. I mean, I'm not out of my mind. It's really good, man. especially with a level 3 rabbit. That's 9 HP coming out there. Doesn't beat a scorpion, though, unfortunately, as we found out. Now, that pains me, but we also got a 2-for-1 trade of our own. We win these. I genuinely think this can get to 10, but I think it's going to be 4 very close fights on the way up. We also would love to have more attack, but I guess that's where you could start talking about feeding the tabby cat a little. No, we're looking for Rooster, chocolate. Took a chance on that one. Feels bad, man. Why don't you take one of these? Also gives us a little bit of a buff. It would be nice long-term if we also got 5 melons on the team somehow. Kind of tough to imagine a scenario where that comes to pass. And yet, we draw! Yeah. What did I tell you? Very close matches incoming, obviously. Give you a little extra support. As much as I would absolutely love to look for a level 2 rooster, I see 2 sushis, we got 6 gold. I'm sending it, man. And you're seeing the compounding of the HP here. We're not doing so great on attack, but our HP is kind of outrageous. Even the skunk did very little. Actually, it was a great time to have a chili pepper, to be honest with you. We made it to 7. It's a hard match for 7. Now we're talking. Don't need the tiger. We're still looking for chocolate. For now, nah, look for something. There you go. Much better. It didn't hit any of the animals that give us a benefit for being hit there, but that's okay. Chocolate for the poodle? It might even be getting a little late for chocolate for the poodle. We might just want to, you know, ride the poodle as like a unit that has a lot of stats. Don't get ahead of yourself. We almost lost that one to Epic 420 Gamer Girl XDDDDDDDDDD. You... At some point to give you attack, we're going to have to over-buff you. Or over-buff you. And I'm okay with that. I'm genuinely okay. We're feeding, like, you know, everybody. Everybody's getting a slice right now. And by everybody, I mean 2 people. We're not going to have exactly optimum buffing. Because our health scale's so much faster than our attack. But still, it's unfortunate. 4840, no! We could have made it! This build was great. It could have gotten there if it started early. But it was a little bit too slow. We had already lost too much by the time we got it established, I guess. Still, we did have a 10-piece in there. Don't forget it. Was it this? Was it? I don't know. It was something. There's a... Pardon me, there's a lot of them recently, as you can see for yourself. Nothing touches the hot aunties, though. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya.